My name's Steve Rees, and I'm a toy business lifer. I've been working in the wonderful world of toys and games for around about 25 years now. And I run a consultancy business for the toy and game industry. That company is called Kids Brand Insight. You can check out more on that if you go to kidsbrandinsight.com. Now today I want to talk to you about toy recruitment, because having the right people in your company is obviously going to drive success. If you hire good people and you manage them well, it should definitely lead to a much better chance of success for the business. Conversely, having the wrong people working for your company will definitely hinder that growth and that progress. But I guess more than that, a thorough recruitment process to find the right people or person takes a lot of time. It also takes a lot of mental headspace and energy, and therefore it represents an opportunity cost to the company. Now, it's very understandable to me that some toy companies, including some that I know quite well, run their own recruitment processes, because recruiters typically charge around 20% of a successful applicant's salary as a recruitment fee. So it's understandable that some companies choose to seek to save that cash outlay. But when you're looking at senior roles, the entire recruitment process can involve like hours and hours of work. Interview after interview, in the middle of a working day when you're trying to focus on other things, servicing your customers, dealing with cash flow, etc., whatever it is. You've got to do the outreach to successful applicants in the first place. So my question sometimes for these companies who prefer to do this themselves is, what else could they be doing with their time in order to deliver like a greater financial return on their salaries, on their costs to the toy company. And definitely I always find if you have senior management, like the leaders of the business, running the minutiae of a recruitment process, like I would say you've definitely got the wrong priorities and focus. Okay, you're going to save some cash, but what are you going to lose out on by not having them focus on the business for, the length of time the recruitment campaign can run? And, it can be anything from a couple of weeks to, sometimes like months and months and months. So like personally, I wouldn't want my senior management in a toy game company distracted from the core focuses of the business for that long. I think that one of the frustrations of toy and game companies that kind of drives that thing about doing it themselves is like often when recruiting via generalist recruiters who don't have industry knowledge, they can waste a lot of time on unsuitable candidates, and like they sometimes seem that they're not effective in actually finding the right people. So from my perspective, that's why I added a recruitment service for the toy and game business for our clients, because fundamentally I'm a toy person at heart, as well as a game person at heart, as you can see by the products displayed behind me. So in a sense, I'm very much like my clients. I've run toy and game companies, I've hired staff, I've sat face to face with hard-nosed retail buyers around the world, I've negotiated with toy and game factories, I've dealt with crises of various kinds that you get in this industry. I've developed both massive hit and also complete flop products, so I've lived the life of a toy person. So when I'm there to help our clients expand international distribution, which is something I do quite a lot of, sometimes their logical next step when they've had a bit of success is to hire a senior person to set up a subsidiary in a particular country, and then logically we're quite well placed to help them, because we help them to get the distribution in the first place, and then once they've got a kind of like a beachhead, if you like, we'll help them recruit the staff to take it further and drive it on. Some recent projects I've helped with include helping an Asian company to look at candidates for General Manager USA role. We filled a Head of UK role. Also, we did a General Manager role covering Hong Kong and China. Now, my approach to recruitment, let me just spell it out, because I think there's a lot to learn from this, not because it's just what I'm doing, but just it's what I've learned over time, both when using recruitment people historically and also like as one myself now. So the threefold approach. Number one, seek deep understanding of what stage the toy or game company is at, and of their culture, the way they work, who the people are, and their priorities and objectives, and then really like go deep on the brief on who they're looking for to fill a role. It's like a bit of a cliche, but the sort of the almost like day one of any kind of agency, they tell you first things first, challenge the brief. So I'll often do that as well with the clients if I think that they're maybe being unrealistic in terms of the scope of candidate they want for the salary. So I'll tell them, look, if you leave it like this, I'm going to get you some people at both ends. Less experience for the money you want to pay, and more experience, but they're going to cost more. And if you can find someone who is more experienced but cost that much, that's probably a bit of a red flag in itself. So sometimes we do challenge the brief, but the whole point is to really deeply understand what they're looking for. Point number 2, applicant identification, outreach, and screening. So the number one complaint that toy companies make to me about the recruitment companies they've used wasting their time is kind of with unsuitable candidates. They just forward these CVs or try and send people along for interview, and like they're totally just not suitable. Now, because our company is like fundamentally, not fundamentally, like entirely a toy and game focused company, board games, toys, all that fun stuff. We screen out unsuitable applicants who, on paper may have what looks like good experience, but who clearly don't fit the needs of the company. When you look at their CV or resume from an insider's perspective, from within the business itself, like for example, if someone's claiming to have sat in front of particular retailers or managed the accounts of particular retailers, sometimes we'll know some of the people involved, so I'll actually ask them questions about that or about the way the company works, and get them to talk through the sales process in terms of their interaction with that retailer, and quite quickly I can screen out people who are making it up. In fact, almost instantaneously sometimes. And point number 3 is the interview process by the client and then the candidate selection itself. So, like, we'll assist our clients with both the interview process, so we'll work closely alongside them at that point to understand how they're reacting to each candidate, to make sure that as far as possible, they get the best chances of a good fit between the candidate and the client. I'll also, and this is not kind of something I do contractually, it's just something I do because it makes sense all around. If you like, it's a win-win-win. Like, I will also often informally mentor or provide ad hoc assistance to candidates that we've successfully placed, to give them every chance of success, because I want them to be successful. So in the future, they'll either come back to me looking for another role, or when they are recruiting themselves, they'll come to me. Obviously, I want our clients to feel that we've given them the best choice of candidates. Sometimes I disagree with the choice that our clients make, but that's not really my job. They're running their own businesses. But whoever they take, whether it's from our list or other people, I will try and give them every chance of success with the whatever ways I can to help. So that pretty much brings this to an end. It's pretty much all we have time for. But if you did want to find out more about our services and how we help companies recruit suitable qualified candidates in the toy and game business, just check out our website, www.kidsbrandinsight.com/services. Thanks for listening, and bye.